Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and do basically the first battery comparison between the iPhone 16 Pro, iPhone 16 Plus, iPhone 16, and iPhone 16 Pro Max. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of adjust these so then they're all a little bit better. But basically, we have all the same iPhones right here. They're all on their maximum brightnesses right now, so they're all at 100%, all on max brightness. All of them have all the applications clear in the background as well. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to go through and let them basically die out. So if the 16 Plus and iPhone 16 are here, and the iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max are right there. So how it's going to work is basically I have all the applications, basically the same thing on both. I will basically for the first set just let them go on their max brightness and just let them die out natively. We'll check back in every hour or so and kind of see where we're at. But whatever I do on one phone, I will do on the other. So the only thing I'm going to do for this point is to just basically go through and just add the 100% or the battery widgets on the main screens. But they'll basically just be here for the next hour or two, and we'll check back in about another hour and basically see where we're at from there. So it's been exactly 1 hour almost, and we are at 99% on basically all the iPhones. I will say the 15 or the 16 Pro Max was the last one to get to the 99%. It was on 100%. Literally within the last minute, it went down to 99. So that was basically that. Now it's going to take a long time for these things to die out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and load up Temple Run 2 on all these devices. So I'm going to go and load up that pretty basic game in the background. I'm going to let it just kind of run its course. I'm going to let them just die down from there. And we will check back in about another hour or two and basically see where we're at from there. So we'll check back in about another hour and see where we're at. So we're at the 2 hour and 13 minute mark, and hopping out of all these particular phones, you can see where we're at. Now, these are kind of all over the place. The iPhone 15 Plus is at 91%. The iPhone 16 Pro 16 is at 88%. The iPhone 16 Pro is at 85%. And the iPhone 16 Pro Max is at 89%. So right now, my iPhone 16 Plus is actually doing better than my iPhone 16 Pro Max. On Apple's website, they did rate this iPhone, I think, to be better than this one, but that's not really what I'm seeing. And so far, my iPhone 16 is actually doing better than my iPhone 16 Pro. So I'm going to have to take a look at Apple's website again to see what they rated as higher, but I'm pretty sure they rated the Pro and Pro Max to be better than these two phones. And so far, these two phones are pretty much doing better than their respective size phones. So we'll go back to Temple Run 2. We'll go and play them out and see which one's better in another hour. So another hour has passed. So let's go and see where we're at now. So this is very interesting. So you can see on the iPhone 16 Plus 85%, iPhone 16 81%, iPhone 16 Pro 77%, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max at 82%. Now, I don't really understand this because, like I said before, on Apple's website, they do kind of proclaim themselves that the iPhone 16 Pro has better battery life than the iPhone 16, than the standard iPhone 16, and I'll go and show you right now. So on their website, and I don't know, they're both basically updated to the version of software that they should be. So let me go and increase this. So if we go and take a look right here, you can see iPhone 16 Pro on the left. On their website, now maybe this is not video playback or whatever, but right here they do say up to 27 hours of video playback on the iPhone 16 Pro versus 22 hours of video playback on the iPhone 16, basically stating that the iPhone 16 Pro is giving you better battery life. So it is pretty crazy to me that right now, just on these basic tests, we're not even doing anything super crazy. The iPhone 16 is at 81% and the iPhone 16 Pro is at 76%, and they say the same thing here, so I'm surprised the 16 Plus is doing better than the 16 Pro Max. We'll let it sit for another hour. I'm pretty sure we already know how this is going to go, but we'll just let them go for another hour. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a benchmark on the background as well. So this is going to be an Antutu benchmark. I'll just go and run that in the background too, and we'll check back in after doing that for an hour and see where we're at. So it's been another hour. I actually ran a benchmark in the background as well. Well, not in the background, but I ran it. You can see that the iPhone 16 Plus is at 75%, iPhone 16 Pro is at 69%, iPhone 16 is at 69%, iPhone 16 Pro is at 63%, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max is at 71%. So you can see we're at varying battery lives again. I did run a benchmark. I just want to show you all. So you can see for this one right here, kind of interesting. Not really too sure what to make of all these, but you can see right here, I guess it's still running. I don't know why. I thought it stopped, but I guess it's still running. So I guess we'll just come back in another hour after this benchmark is done and see where we're at. Okay, everyone, another hour or two has passed, so we're at the 6 hour mark, and these phones are still running. Let's go and hop out of all these, and you can see we're going to be here for a while. The iPhone 16 Plus is at 56%, iPhone 16 is at 44%, iPhone 16 Pro is at 35%, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max is at 51%. So we're still doing pretty good on all of them. You can see that all of them are at, again, various battery lives. So what we're going to do again, I might switch things up a little bit. I might actually now turn on the flashlight in the back of both these phones, and I'll go ahead and actually put them from there. I think what I've read online, that will also make these phones drain battery a lot more. So I'll go and turn the flashlight on in both of them, and we'll check back in about another hour, and we'll see where we're at from there. So another hour has passed. We're at the 7-hour mark. The flashlight is on all of them. You can see once again varying battery lives. iPhone 16 Plus is at 42%. iPhone 16 is at 26%. iPhone 16 Pro is at 16%, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max is at 36%. So the 16 Pro Max is still doing better than the iPhone 16 and 16 Pro, but it is doing noticeably worse than the iPhone 16 Plus, which is pretty interesting. So we'll go and let them sit again for another hour. I'm pretty sure by then this one's going to be in the round, this one's probably going to be closer to dying. Then we have these other phones that are still probably going to be above there, and the iPhone 16 Plus is going to be up there for sure. So we'll check back in about another hour and see where we're at. So at the 8-hour and 1-minute mark, we did actually see the iPhone 16 Pro end up dying, which is pretty interesting. My iPhone 16 Plus right now is at 29%. My iPhone 16 is at 10%, and my iPhone 16 Pro Max right now is at 23%. So we're kind of getting close to the ending now. The iPhone 16 Pro ending at the 8-hour, 1-minute mark. Very, very surprising considering that Apple states on their website that the iPhone 16 has worse battery life than my 16 Pro, and from a very basic test, that didn't really seem to be the case. So we'll go back into playing the game again. We'll let them kind of die out from there and see basically how much better the iPhone 16 Plus is going to do over the 16 Pro Max. So we are now at the 8-hour and 45-minute mark. My iPhone 16 ended up dying, iPhone 16 ended up dying at 8 hours and 42 minutes. So just like 2 or 3 minutes ago. And you can see that my iPhone 16 Plus is still at 20%, and my iPhone 16 Pro Max is at 13%. So I'm probably going to let them run out probably for another hour or two. To be honest, I'm pretty sure these things are going to die within an hour or two anyway. It's already 11 o'clock here, so it's kind of interesting. This thing lasted all day. But we'll go and check back in about another hour, and then we'll essentially see what's going on from there. So we'll check back in then. Well, everyone, 9 hours and 42 minutes in, the iPhone 16 Pro Max ended up dying, which is kind of crazy because it's an hour, actually exactly an hour more than the iPhone 16. The iPhone 16 Plus was at 8% at the end of it. Now, I learned a lot from this speed comparison, or from this battery comparison. I have been misspeaking all day about these phones, but the thing that really surprised me was that on Apple's website, like I mentioned 4 hours ago, the iPhone 16 Pro is rated to be better battery life than the iPhone 16, and the iPhone 16 Pro Max is rated to be better battery life than the iPhone 16 Plus, and none of those things were true, right? On all these phones that I tested, I was able to see that basically for the most part, on my iPhone, like an iPhone 16, on my iPhone 16 Pro, all these phones, I was able to basically see that all these phones died way before the iPhone 16 Plus did. So realistically speaking, a phone like the iPhone 16 Plus is probably going to be giving you the overall better battery life than the iPhone 16, than the iPhone 16 Pro Max. This iPhone is going to be giving you the best battery life here. So if you're talking about which iPhone is the best one, the iPhone 16 Plus is probably going to be the one that's going to be giving you the overall better battery life when it kind of comes down to it. But I still think the 16 Pro Max is still giving you good battery life, and so is the 16 and 16 Pro. But it is pretty insane to me that a phone like this is giving you that type of battery life when it kind of comes down to it. So that's kind of how the speed comparison kind of went. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.